Real Estate on KCAA Radio. My name is Dan Redig. I'm here with my guest, Alec Mannochio, and we kind of got into what the market's doing now. It feels like it's cooling off, but prices really aren't coming down, but what people can afford sure is. Um, so, Alec, do you think prices are going to kind of maintain where they're at, and we're going to hopefully see some change in interest rates, or wage increase or something like that? Or what's your feel on this?
Yeah,
Recording in
sure.
progress.
Yeah, sure. That's a great question. I guess it's gonna be something that we're gonna find out in a little bit of time, how much the pressure of a higher payment's gonna put on the market itself. So it's gonna push some buyers out.
Right.
I don't know how many, and is that
Right.
going to be enough to change that supply and demand dynamic? Like we've been talking about, it's a real simple equation. If it does, unless some of the sellers can, a regular person selling the house because they want to cash out at the top of the market, they can pull it back off and just go rent it. So,
Right.
so that might, temper some of it. So now the supply goes back down a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. But that's an awful lot of pressure to go from what were a really good credit score would get, 2 3/4 rate, and now it's at 5. That's a lot of money. I think a great model to figure out how much pressure would be to take a, I don't know, what, $800,000 house in San Diego is not going to buy you a ton, right? And see how much that changed on that payment. I think it'd be an eye opener. That would be a really neat model to see. And then, okay, so then you got the difference of payment. How many people does that push out of the market? So if it does, prices could definitely stabilize and for sure come back down to earth a little bit. So
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that really expensive price point, but certainly first time buyer up to $1 million, I think it'll be a pretty big impact. All those people are payment driven. You get to La Jolla, Coronado, that kind of thing. That kind of doesn't matter, fortunately for them. But
or at least it matters less.
It matters less. Yeah, right. So yeah, it's going to be real interesting to watch. And then let's throw this in. I've heard whisperings about banks pushing a 40-year mortgage.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what the Fed does with that and the mortgages. Oh man.
So what is that? That could
prices
send
are going to shoot up again.
Sure. Because again, especially for that segment, they're very payment driven, and roll into the mortgage broker or the bank. How much can I afford with this job? The X amount of dollars, and if that changes, that could make up for a whole lot of interest rate hike.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this is going to be interesting. And rumors have it that rates might drop towards the end of this year.
That's another thing I've heard as well. So yeah.
Well, this is going to be pretty fascinating. I
for sure
appreciate you sharing all this.
No problem.
I know you're working on a lot of things. You're looking for properties and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah. How can folks get a hold of you?
Yeah. So you could just dial me direct. It's 619-376-9781. And if anyone had any questions, I know a decent amount about the foreclosure process, if they're in foreclosure, that kind of thing, to figure all that out. If any real estate agents in San Diego County have properties that, they need a quick cash sale, I'd be more than happy to, talk to them too. So we're always looking for those types of relationships. So,
all right. What's your number one more time?
Sure. It's 619. And then it's 376-9781.
All right. Well,
Yep.
folks, reach out to Alec if you want to talk about this stuff. I think he's got a wealth of knowledge and certainly a lot of experience running through a couple different sides of this. So,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, that's fantastic. All
Yep.
right. Well, I think we're down to the last about 10 or 15 seconds here. So take us
Great.
out. Alec, thanks for being here. This is a fantastic conversation.
Great. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. That was fun. My name's Dan Redig here on Real Men of Real Estate on KCAA Radio out of Redlands. And I look forward to talking to you guys again next month. So until then, have a great start to your summer